G'day and welcome back to Critical AFL on YouTube. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, and this is the first time I've screen shared with this app, so just bear with me. But I thought in the lead up to round one that it'd be a good opportunity to build what I believe would be the ideal side going into round one of the weekend. Some of the caveats I'm going to take into account who's currently injured. And in the second half of this video, I'm going to build what's left of the side after the AFL side's been fielded to make a WAFL team. Now, obviously, the WAFL side's not going to come along for a couple more weeks, so the injuries will impact that. And guys like Elijah Hewitt, who's not available apparently for round one, will be. So just take that into account and treat it as if both of them are kicking off this weekend, and we'll get started. So to begin with, by the way, just for everyone who's watching, this is Zero Hangers Pick Your Team. I think if you Google how to pick a team, this is usually the only one that I've found that comes up. Zero Hangers is a great website as well, not a paid promotion, just so you know, but I've often gotten a lot of my information from there, and I quite enjoy using this feature as well, so you'll find it on their website. Starting at the top of the page, I'm going to jump into fullback. Now, I know that you can kind of move guys around. You could probably put Gov back there, but I'm going to try and be very purist in where everyone stands, and then they can figure out what they're going to do once they're on the field themselves. So to kick us off, that would be Harry Edwards stepping in for the vacancy that Tom Barrass has left. I think it's going to be an excellent season seeing him step into those boots. And by the way, there's not going to be a massive rhyme or reason how I move around this field, because I'm going to go straight to centre half back this time, having mentioned McGovern. I'm going to stick him right there. Back pocket, see, bouncing back. Tom Cole is going to be the first one that I pick. And the other back pocket, I'm going to put Brady Hoff in. Now, just so everyone knows, I'm building this as I look. So don't get too worried if I miss guys. That'll be great for the comment section. And I should see guys missing by the time the whole thing's done. But it's not a perfect science today. It's more of a bit of play. Liam Baker, I believe, has been told that we're going to be playing off half back this year, so that's almost a given. And on the other side, I'm going to stick Ruben Jinby. So that's our starting six backline already put together. As you can see, Harry Edwards and McGovern make up the spine. And then on either side, you've got Brady Hoff and Tom Cole playing really good lockdown roles, and your rebounders, Liam Baker and Ruben Jinby as well on either flank. On the wing, I'm not sure if this is going to come as a surprise to anyone who's been watching my videos recently, but I'm going to stick Tyrell Dewar on there right away. And on the other wing, it's going to be Jaden Hunt. Again, feel free at any point as you're watching this to jump in and say, I would have done differently. Now, we know Elliot Yeo's injured at the moment, so starting in the centre, I think probably the most suitable centre is Tim Kelly. And I know that when you go followers and centre, it kind of becomes semantics, but that's where I'm going to get purist about this. Followers, I'm going to put Matt Flynn. He's going to be the ruckman for round one. And then the two rovers. So midfielders, let's have a little scroll down and see who is the pick of the bunch. Jack Graham, I've been saying all year, is a very important balancing act in that midfield. His defensive work, I think, can counteract some of the attacking mids in there. And speaking of attacking mids, I think that means that Harley Reid is a good fit alongside Jack Graham. So back to the on-field. That's the centre line done now. We're going to start with the forward line again. At centre half forward, big Jakey Waterman's going to go there. Where are you, mate? Yep. And at full forward, unless anyone knows otherwise, I believe Oscar Allen is fit and available to play round one. Now, these forward pockets and forward flanks, I think, are going to be one of the biggest points of debate because, like I've said in a few videos, we have a ton of depth there. However, the last couple of observations I made from our scratch matches were that Tyler Brockman has earned his place. He's looking absolutely deadly at the moment. On the other forward pocket, I'm going to put Liam Ryan. Pretty versatile guy, but that's where I'm going to stick him at the moment. At half forwards, guy that I keep saying I'm going to put there, Jack Williams. And on the other half forward line, I'm going to go smaller so that the three tools have three small starting out there on the field with them. And I'm going to click Noah Long. So the three smalls are Brockman, Long, and Ryan, and the three talls are Waterman, Williams, and Allen. So that just leaves our interchange, which I think there's going to be a real fight for spots here. Right off the bat, I think Bo Allen's earned himself a spot out there. So that brings us down to 3. Remembering that Bo Allen can also be a defender, or I think someone who can sling through the midfield. I think what we've done is we've covered the additional defender. So the other 3 spots, let's have a little scroll down and see who must be in that side. The musts. Liam Duggan, co-captain. So that's pretty much the back line stocked. Midfield, Bo Allen, like I said, has some play there, but that doesn't mean that we can't pick another mid. Jack Hutchinson, I think, has earned his spot in that side as well, especially with that versatility. Brings us down to the 4th interchange, ignoring the fact that there's also a 5th there. So just scrolling through, everyone watching, this is a bit of a drum roll, I guess, once we're down to this. Bit rough if your name starts at the end of the alphabet. But who will it be? Matt Owies. Done. So that is my team. And I'm not going to call the 5th man on the interchange. I'm going to leave that for the comment section discussion. And otherwise, we've now made up our AFL side for round 1. Tell me who I missed. Who is hard done by? So this is the exported side. When you hit pick your team at the end of all those selections, it has a slightly nicer finish to it. And I'll tell you who was hard done by out of all that. It was Ryan Marrick. So if I were to have to pick the 23rd man, it would have him in this side and him or someone else in that slot. I'm not going to say that he necessarily needs to be that deep down the list, but I definitely think that he should be out there for round 1 as well. All right, so I'm going to start on the WAFL team now. But before I do, I'm just going to say to everyone, I had a look halfway through how this recording works. And one thing I've realized is you guys can't see the drop-down menu when I click on it. So you're going to hear me like talking about who I'm scrolling through, and the mouse will move below the button that I've clicked, but you're not really going to see it until I select someone. So that's just obviously how that interface works between Microsoft Clipchamp, which I'm using, and the website. Anyway, like I said, this is going to be a WAFL side that I'm going to put together. The main idea of doing this is that I'd like to sort of see where we're at for injuries at the moment, how close we can get to fielding 22 players. Obviously, I can't find all the WAFL players that I am aware of that are regulars in the side on this website. This is just AFL listed players. So we can have a little talk about that, but it should go a long way to showing that we don't have an utterly deficient WAFL side that we're putting forward this year. Big part of that is just because our injury list is looking good. Now, I know that one of the things that I could really get wrong there is that we've had an injury list that's looked reasonable recently in past years, and by round 3, when the WAFL team starts, everything has gone to shit. So fingers crossed I haven't done anything to cause that to be different this year. But yeah, hopefully we've got a full side. So I'm going to get started on these. Right off the bat, we are working with guys that were not selected in the AFL side. So for full back, I'm going to stick Harry Barnett because I know he was training down there. I do believe Cal Jamison is currently on the injury list, which means that Sandy Brock is going to be my centre half back. And bear with me while I get a little bit creative, slinging guys slightly out of position for the WAFL. There will be guys that are not a perfect fit. So I'm going to try and fit everyone where they belong to start with, and then start running through where we can sling guys that may need to play a little bit out of position. So moving to the centre, I'm going to put, where is he? Clay Hall. I'm going to start us right off with Clay Hall in the centre. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason at this point because I'm just trying to put guys in their primary position. Full forward is going to be Archer Reed. I think that's a bit of a no-brainer. Hopefully this is going to show that we've got some serious depth in our forward line by the time I'm done with this, because Archer Reed has been pretty well spoken of in the forward line up until now. I've just clicked down centre half forward, by the way, and I'm going to find Cohen Livingston. There he is. Forward pocket. Now this is going to look really good because there's some really talented guys that didn't make that first cut. I'm going to put Malachi Champion in there. He's a very, very good little player. That's probably the easiest one because he's so new. For half forward, Jamie Cripps. I'm sure there's guys that'll argue that Jamie Cripps is a really good AFL fit. I think his experience is going to be invaluable if he does play in the WAFL at all this year. Be really good for the guys there. I'm just on the other half forward line, by the way. It's going to get a little bit harder from here, so just scrolling down, bear with me. Who's a good fit for the forward? I'm not going to touch Harvey Johnston there. He's going to go on the wing for the WAFL side. Ryan Marrick is, I think, available again. Wouldn't be surprised if he is that 23rd man in the squad, by the way. Jack Petrocelli. There we go. Now jumping across the wing, because I just mentioned Harvey Johnston. There he is. I'm going to straight away just put Bailey Williams in the ruck. And then next to him, I'm going to dive straight into that one as well and put Tom Gross on one of those followers' positions. And who will be our last midfielder? Let's have a look. Let's have a little scroll and see who's the last midfielder that we've got available out of the WAFL players. Luca Grego's definitely an option if there's no one else, but if there isn't, I'm going to put him in half back because I know that they had him running out of full back for one of the practice matches. I do think, though, that it does come down to that. So Luca Grego is going to be the other midfielder. So let's see, what else is there? The wing. Who's still left? It's a shame you guys can't see the drop-down menu. Campbell Chess is injured. Hamish Davis, I think, is a pretty good call for that spot. He was drafted last year, played senior WAFL all last year, by the way, during his draft year. At least played it, sorry. I shouldn't say all because I don't know that. Let's see, half back now. Really starting to run out of guys on this list, just in case anyone's wondering. Scroll further. Matthew Flynn's inside the AFL side. Hewitt is injured. Hoff's been picked. Hutch. Cal Jamison's injured. Yeah, we are running out of guys. Locke Rawlinson I'm going to stick in the forward line, by the way, so I'm not going to select him. Job Shanahan. They are playing him back, so I think that does leave that option open. All right, so back to the forward pocket because I just mentioned somebody there, Locke Rawlinson. How many positions do we still have missing? Just so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 interchanges missing and 3 spots still in the back line to go. And I'll just tell you guys now if we've run out of players on the list. I'm just looking at everyone I picked in the AFL side and who's been already greyed out from being selected. Bazo is injured, like I said. Chess is injured. It looks like we are just about out of guys. Just one last double check. Liam Ryan, Dom Sheed's injured. Elliot Yeo. All right. Looks like, and this can get me corrected really badly. Looks like we've run out of guys, which leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots in the WAFL side vacant in the 22. Just to throw a few names right off the bat, there's a guy called Harley Sparks, who's a very prominent ball winner who plays in the midfield that plays regularly. There's a forward named Shannon Lucassen, who's also quite prominent there. The back line, there's a bloke, Ethan Sambo, and there's another one who I think plays 50th for the WAFL as well last year. Really uncool forgetting these guys' names at the moment. But there are some pretty much confirmed WAFL players, regular WAFL players that can fill some of those 7, and then we're going to be digging a little bit shallower for the side once we get past them. So not a bad starting point to have this many AFL listed players currently available, bearing in mind that guys like Elijah Hewitt should be back very soon, as well as a couple more from the injury list, probably even Elliot Yeo by the time that rolls around round 3, although I did say that they extended him. So that's all for the WAFL team. I'm just going to stop. And I hope everyone enjoyed sitting through that and watching the AFL and WAFL sides get put together. Like I said at the start, don't take it too seriously. This one was supposed to just be a little bit of fun. But I'd love to hear everyone's feedback, what they thought. And as always, if anyone's still watching at this point, If you're not a follower, please subscribe on YouTube. It makes a huge difference to the ability to make more serious videos than this. Otherwise, we'll see how that selection went up against West Coast's actual selection squad at the end of this week, and we'll see you guys for the review after our round 1 game. Until then,